medium. I'm going to be doing free spirit-led mediumship readings today to my followers, whoever shows up here today. And I also like to talk about the occult and all things spiritual. So as people ask questions, I will answer those as well. So I'm just going to be hanging out here for a minute, waiting for people to show up and join the live. I'm not very good at chit-chatting through the dead space, so if you just hang out for a little bit and deal with that, maybe we'll get some people in here and get going. I'm gonna light an incense. I do like to have incense going while I'm doing this. It's usually about the minute mark that somebody shows up. Hello. Say hello so I know who you are. Come on in. Ooh, I'm trying to get my incense lighted. Lighted. Oh my God, lit. Oh, hey, Gently Moving. Welcome back. How are you today? This one is Open Heart. That's what I'm using today. Just a couple left. You're good? It's finally warming up here. I went to the store and I almost didn't need my jacket. It's like 45 degrees, which is way better than negative 30 last week or this last week. So I am going to be doing some spirit-led mediumship readings, but if there's only you in here, I guess it'll be you, huh? Oh, you got your windows open today? That's a good idea. We probably should do that. I'd text my husband if I didn't have my phone on. Very good. Hello, everyone. Just come on in and say hi to let me know who's here. I don't know why YouTube Live doesn't let you click in to see who's following. Oh, my hair's doing something funky today. I'm getting it cut on Friday, so it's doing this weird thing where like this is longer and this is shorter. Weird. Had kind of a rough week last week when I went live last week, but I wasn't in a very good mood, and I'm in a much better mood this week, so I think it'll go better. And remind me again, Gently Moving, you're from TikTok, right? I think that's where all my people come from, is TikTok. Did I give you have I given you a reading before? I always purge my readings from my memory, so I have this like, I don't want to hold on to energy that is not mine, so I purge everything after I do a reading, so I never remember who I have read, though there are some people that I do still remember giving them readings just because of, I don't know, probably the information that came through. No readings for you yet? Well, today might just be your day. It probably is your day, because I do want to give readings. So, my son was in his final hockey tournament was this weekend, and they didn't win enough games. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be going live today, because we could have been having more hockey games today, but they unfortunately lost too many, and so I'm able to come on live today. It's hard for me to promote this out anymore because I finally did delete my TikTok, and I deleted Facebook, and I deleted Instagram, so all I have is Blue Sky and YouTube. I downloaded some of my videos, and I wasn't really big on making videos, like content on TikTok. I mainly just went live and I didn't make a whole lot of content. But the videos that I did like, I did download those and upload them to YouTube. There was one, it went like viral on TikTok, if you want to call it viral. And I posted it here on YouTube and it almost did the same thing. Like there were so many people, so many views on it, but it was not even about mediumship, it's about autism. So I thought that was really funny that like the one video I post about not mediumship is the only one that like a ton of people have seen on my account. Probably shouldn't be messing with my thumb, but I'm messing with my thumb now. So, who else is in here besides Gently Moving? There's somebody else if you want to say hi. You don't have to tell me your name or anything. You just say hello so I know your username. But if you also just want to be in the shadows, you can. So, all right. I'm still getting used to YouTube and how it works. Oh, it's Samantha. Hi, Samantha. Oh, oops, sorry. I'm messing with things and I turned the green screen on. My bad. I was like, well, I'm here. Maybe I should mess with this and see what's happening. How are you, Samantha? I really want to text my husband, tell him to open up some windows. I'll use my work computer or my work phone. No, not that. Hey, Casey. Sorry, I was just texting my husband. Probably not a very good thing to do while I'm on live, but I was like, hey, somebody mentioned opening up windows. Should we do that? Oh, you're good? Good, good, good. How are you, Casey? So, I don't know if you're like a follower or a subscriber. YouTube doesn't tell me doesn't give me a list of names of who is subscribed to me. So just curious, Casey, if like you just found me on YouTube or did you come from TikTok or anything like that? I'm good. I'm in a much better mood this week. I wasn't in a very good mood last week, so I didn't stay on live for very long, but very good. I got good sleep. The house is quiet. The kids went to a movie with their grandma, so I'm like, I don't have anything to do. I'll go live. You came from TikTok too? Awesome. Well, thank you for following me over here. I appreciate that. I definitely don't have, I'm up to like 91 subscribers, which is crazy to think that when I left TikTok, I only had 50. So I think that's pretty good, but it's not nearly as many followers as I had on TikTok, that's for sure. But I deleted it. And now I have to deal with that. But I keep asking my guides like over and over and over again, like, should I go back to TikTok? And they keep giving me no. So I guess I'm here on YouTube. So I do plan on doing readings today. And I love talking about anything spiritual and occult too. So, I mean, if you guys have any questions about anything spiritual that you are curious about, you are more than welcome to ask me at any point. I love answering questions. I love talking about things. If I don't know, I'll be honest and I'll tell you I don't know. So I did, I'm on Reddit too. I downloaded Reddit when I was getting rid of TikTok. I downloaded Reddit because I'm obsessed with the am I an asshole or am I overreacting videos. And I was like, well, I'll just go straight to the source and read them myself. Hey, Caitlin. And I found that they do have like an r/medium. And so I've been answering people's questions on there and like interacting with people on that subreddit. You're not allowed to give readings. There's another subreddit for like promoting yourself. So you basically just answer people's questions. And I had a freaking epiphany today. So I have always had a problem calling myself a psychic. And I've had a medium teacher. I went for mediumship and she asked me if I was psychic as well as medium. And I was like, well, I don't know. I was like, sorry, this is really bothering me. I was like, I don't really consider myself a psychic. Like I don't do psychic readings. And she was like, do you use tarot? And I was like, yeah. She was like, then you're a psychic. I was like, okay. And she was telling me like whenever she does her psychic readings, she always has her tarot deck with her or her oracle deck. And as she's talking to them, she'll pull tarot cards to validate for herself that she's on the right direction, going in the right direction and giving them a reading. Like she doesn't pull the cards and then read what the cards say. She just like starts talking to them psychically or linking with them psychically and then pulls cards to intuitively keep her on like task or whatever. I was like, okay, I guess I'm psychic if I use tarot because I do tarot and oracle and I have runes and I have a pendulum. And so I do stuff and I do give people readings, like tarot readings. I don't do them on live though. But when I was on Instagram, which I got rid of, I would give people tarot readings on Instagram and like people could DM me and it was like I would do paid readings and stuff like that. And I always kept TikTok my mediumship. But anyways, I'm rambling now. But I have a hard time calling myself a psychic and I don't like going to psychics. Especially once my abilities turned on and I had my own tarot deck and I would read myself. I definitely stopped going to psychics, but like I wouldn't go to them all the time. Like I would follow different like tarot readers who would go live on Facebook when I was getting into this stuff. Like in 2018, 2019, I followed a lot of tarot readers on Facebook and they would go live on Facebook. And if you like sent them $5, you'd get like a general reading or whatever. And so I would do that. And I had a really hard time like believing what they would tell me. Like I never felt that it was accurate. I never felt like it matched with what I was thinking, but I also think it's like my autism part of me that I have a hard time coming up with questions for psychics, so I always just say a general reading would be fine. And so I'd always get asked for a general and I don't know. This is myself, and if you guys can chime in at any point if you feel this way too. Like I feel differently about mediums. I trust mediums. I go to mediums. I will pay for mediumship readings because I feel like if they are a true medium, they can give you evidence that is validatable that they have your loved one, and like I don't know, it's like more concrete and validatable, I guess. And then going to a psychic and having them tell you about your future, that is not validatable. And anyway, So I have a really hard time believing psychics. Long story short, I'm going to get there. So I was on Reddit today and somebody had posted, like, can mediums lie? Can mediums be wrong? Like, can what they tell you not be accurate? And they went into their story of what happened. Like, somebody had gone up to this person in like in a public setting, like at the, I don't know, he didn't say where he was, but let's say he was at the grocery store. He was at the grocery store. Somebody walked up to him and gave him a reading and was like telling him about his future, and it really fucked him up. Like, it really fucked with this guy's head. And he's like, they told me that I'd be back with my ex, and I've been searching for her for 2 years and I can't find her. And they told me I'd find somebody, but they would not, that new person would like never live up to the ex. And like, it'll be a waste of your time. You need to go find your ex. So he's been trying to look for this ex for like 2 years, can't find them. Why, I don't know. And he is now dating somebody new, and he thinks it's the love of his life, but he is petrified because he thinks he's going to hurt her and end up leaving her for his ex. And he's like, his mind is all messed up. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm scared. This is what this person told me. And so like my response to him was like, that psychic was so unethical. Like, any training that I have been to, you do not do that. You do not go up to people in public and just start giving them a reading. Like, that is not ethical at all. I will never do that. And I said, it doesn't seem like this person gave you anything concrete about your current life or your past that would validate that the information they had was for you. They just started giving it to you. And I was like, it reminded me of the psychic I saw when I was 18. I went to a palm reader when I was 18. And she told me that I was going to have 2 kids, and it'll be a boy and a girl. And she told me not to marry my current boyfriend because it would never work out. And I was engaged at that time. We were engaged, and she told me not to marry him because it was never going to work out. And I'm sorry, I wasn't 18. It was 18 years ago. I was like probably 23. Why did I say I was 18? It was like 18 years ago. I was 23. And at reading really messed me up because I ended up marrying my husband like 4 months later. And in the back of my mind, for most of our marriage, I was petrified that something horrible was going to happen and we would get divorced. And we had our first kid, and he was a boy. And then I got pregnant again, like 5 years later. And the whole time I was like, is it going to be a girl? It's going to be a girl. She said I was going to have a girl. It's going to be a girl. Got myself all built up for a girl, and he turned out to be a boy. And once that happened, I was like, okay, that lady was total bullshit. Total bullshit. And it let me let go of the fear I had that I wasn't going to be with my husband for forever. You know what I mean? Like, my husband is like my biggest supporter. He's my best friend. Like, I love him dearly. And it wasn't until I had 2 boys that I was finally able to like let that fear go. And it kind of made me realize, like, writing to this person, that I think I have just blocked myself somehow. I don't think psychics can read me after all of that. I know, Casey, like, psychics like freak me out. And so I wonder if that's why I don't want to be be called a psychic. and why I don't trust them. Like, it doesn't matter. It could be my best friend. If my best friend was a psychic, I like this girl wasn't my best friend. So I had this friend for a couple years and she had abilities and she would read other people and they would like tell me how accurate she was. But every time she tried to read me, I would get really, really angry. And because one, I never asked you to, like, you don't do that. You don't just read people. And everything that she would say to me, I was like, that's complete bullshit. Like, and now we're not friends anymore. So whatever. But it's just like, I don't know. I think that lady really messed me up. And I don't trust other psychics anymore. That's crazy. So anyway, so I don't know if any of you have had like bad stories, or have you gotten any like psychic readings and they were accurate? I'm curious. Like, I know my mediumship stuff is accurate because I get validated. And it's so funny, like when I do tarot readings for other people, I'm always told you've got a psychic shield up. Yeah, I think I do. I think I do. I think people are blocked and they can't read me because I've never gotten an accurate reading. But yeah, so crazy. Um, and I like giving people like tarot readings, and I've been told like that I'm really accurate with my tarot readings. So I don't think I'm blocked from like giving people readings. I think I'm blocked from getting my own reading. But like I also like I go to a lot of mediums, like not lately, but over the years I have, either like just being in like practice circles, or your mentors will read you, and stuff like that. And like I don't have any problem being read by a medium. But I think I just realized today that I block psychics. That's crazy. So I guess my next thing to do is try to figure out how I unblock myself. Because if I'm paying somebody to read for me, I would like them to be able to be accurate, you know? I don't know. I feel like I've just had an epiphany today, so I had to share that with you guys. Not to say that anybody that you would go to would not be accurate. Like, this is my own personal story. So, and then, yeah, so crazy, crazy. So my viewer count went down and then it went back up. So I don't know. Is it the same people that are in here? Can you just say hello again so I know who's still in here? I'm probably going to start doing readings here. So would like to know who's here. Casey is here. Are you still here, Caitlin? There was somebody that, oh, Caitlin, I was trying to give you a reading last week and it wasn't working. Caitlin's still here. Woo! I did. Okay, you guys are all here. Okay. I wonder why it said it was like down to nobody and then it like went back up. I don't understand YouTube. So Caitlin, I was trying to read you last week and I couldn't get your grandma. I have it written down here. That's why I remember. So would you like me to try again? I'm in a much better mood today, so I think I'll be better. I was not in a good mood last week, and so I think that's what messed me up. After I just went on a really long rant about not trusting psychics, I'm like, do you guys want a reading? You're here. Trust me, please. I feel kind of funny saying that. If I'm up for it, go for it. All right. So, do you pronounce her name Diana? because I had it written down here. Diana, maybe I was pronouncing her name wrong. Yes, okay. Your grandmother, Diana. All right, let me see what we can do today, okay? And then after I do her, I'll read either Gently Moving or Casey. I'll give you guys a reading. All right. So I'm going to go a little quiet here. I'm going to just reconnect with the spirit world. And I'm already covered in goosebumps, so she might be here already. So hopefully this one's going to go better. All right. I'm going to rewrite it though. So I harp on this all the time. I'm going to say this real quick because I'm not really going through all my rules because you guys have been following me for a long time. And if you followed me on TikTok, then you guys know the deal. Just stick to yes, no's, and maybes. And I'll leave you time at the end to validate anything that you want to talk about your grandma. You're more than welcome to do that. I'll leave you space at the end, but don't feel like you have to. I also leave a little bit of space at the end for you to ask her a question. And then I also have my Talking to Heaven cards. And so I'll also pull a Talking to Heaven card for the message. And then I normally say, you know, don't feed the medium. Don't give me any information. I don't want to know who, what, where, when, or whys. I do that on the spirit leds, but I'm going to be giving Caitlin a direct reading. And when I do direct readings, I do ask for the first name and the relationship. Otherwise, I don't want to know anything else, okay? And it is really important that you don't feed the medium. Don't give them extra information. Don't give them more than what they're asking for. Like if I do ask a question, I try and make it into a yes or no format. That way you can just say yes or no. I usually don't ask for you to give me information like names or ages or their like what they did for a living or anything like that. It really is supposed to be the medium that gives you the information, and you just need to tell them if they're right or wrong. When you give a medium a lot of information, it makes the reading a lot harder because now I could have gotten any of that information as evidence to give to you. But now that you've already told me that bit of evidence, I'm not going to be able to share it because you told me it, right? So if I were to, let's say I'm in the middle of Caitlin's reading and they give me like I'm trying to get a name, and usually when I do names in a spirit-led reading, they'll give me the first initial, and that's all I really care about is that I have the first initial right. And sometimes they will actually give me their full name, and that's usually blows my mind, but it's usually they give me a name and it ends up being the first initial. And so if she was like, oh, you have my grandma Diana, I can no longer get that name now as evidence to prove to you that I do have your grandma. So it's just things like that. It makes it harder for the medium. And then if they get that information, it also, some mediums, if they're not super confident in what they're doing, it could make them second guess their own abilities because they're like, well, I'm only getting the information that you've already given me. Like maybe I'm not connected and maybe I can't get anything else. You know what I mean? So it's really important that you don't feed the medium, you don't give them any information. Let them be the ones to get it from spirit and share it with you. So that's my really long rant. I promise I'll get to your reading, Caitlin. But I just kind of wanted to talk about those things, like why it's important and why I always ask you to just stick to yes, no's, or maybes. That way I can get the information from your loved one, and I'm like the middleman. I'm the messenger. I'm the one who goes to them, gets information, and then just have you validate it, yes or no, and then that lets me know that I do have your loved one. So kind of like that. All right, so but when I, like I said, when I do directs, I do ask for a first name and a relationship. And so Caitlin, I tried last week to give Caitlin a reading and it went horrible. Probably wasn't as bad as I remember it, but I'm much more harder on myself. So anyway, I'm gonna try that again for Caitlin because I tried last week and I bombed. So, and then I like just left the live. I was like, okay, we're done. I had a bad week last week. I was a little emotional. Yeah, so much better this week. All right, so I'm gonna get quiet. The vibes were off. Could you tell that the vibes were off? So we'll talk about that later. I apologize for that. If you could have felt that the vibes were off, then I apologize for that too, because I don't want the vibes. I don't want to be like cranky to you guys whatsoever. So, all right. All right, so I'm going to get quiet here. If anybody's in here, oh, you are? Oh, sweetie. Yeah, I was off last week. Okay, but I'm not off this week. I'm going to get quiet. That's me connecting to the spirit world. I'm going to call for your grandma. And then hopefully I'll be able to connect with her and bring forth a message and information to you. So anybody that's new that's in here, I'm about to do a reading, so I'm going to get quiet. Nobody comment except for Caitlin, and then Caitlin, just stick to yes, no's, and maybes. Caitlin, do you remember, just stick to yes or no's. I'm going to be asking a couple questions just to make sure that I have her with you, and then I'll be more concrete with my answers. But I always, when I go direct, I try to ask a few questions. That way I don't spend a lot of time if I don't have the right one. Okay. Do you remember your grandma wearing a lot of dresses? Or it could be one specific memorable dress. She's presenting herself in a dress right now. So I just want to make sure that this is a connection with you. Something about it. No. Dang it. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to stick with it just to see what's going on. I could have been a little too fast on this. Let me... And this is also why I prefer spirit-led, because going direct for me is kind of hard. Um, so my handwriting has changed quite significantly. So whoever I'm with, if it's not a dress, Caitlin, would you understand like an apron? It feels like a long apron, and maybe I thought it looked like a dress, but would you understand an apron? Um, she's also showing me like shoulder length brown hair. Shoulder length brown hair. Let's keep this open. It may not be your grandma, but maybe open it up to it being maybe somebody else. And then as they got older, they had, did they have like weak hands? It could be arthritis. Like my handwriting really went to shit. And usually when that happens, it's like, it's usually something with the hands, like weak hands or arthritis or anything like that. Um, is any of this making sense? Be completely honest. And if anybody else that's in here, if this makes sense for you, can you let me know? Um, Usually I'm really good. uh, Maybe the hands, but not the rest. Okay. I'm gonna, like, does any of this make sense to anybody else? Because sometimes my directs are not accurate. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest. So I do have a female. She is presenting herself in a dress, but it could be like an apron that would, like, you know, tie at the top around the waist and be kind of long. She has brown hair to here, and it looks like she would put her hair in rollers. It's like a rollers type of hairstyle, not curly, but it has a wave to it, and it feels like it's like my hair would have been put up in rollers to obtain this hairstyle. Um, and then they have like really weak hands. Anybody else? If not, then I'm just gonna let them go. But I don't want to waste a reading for somebody. Not waste, but like if it is somebody else's loved one and they came through, then I don't like telling them to go away unless I absolutely have to. Um, and then I'll try again. Actually, I do have somebody else stepping forward, female. Um, she's a little bit larger in size, probably would have been considered overweight, you know, round, a little bit heavier, um, gray hair. I think she would have had longer hair when she was younger, but as she got older, it did become much shorter in hair, much shorter haircut. Um, is that making sense, Caitlin? Maybe? Okay. She is talking about having problems with her heart. Would you understand that, Caitlin? Problems with the heart? I feel a little shaky. Um, yes, okay. Um, shaky. I'm asking her to give me things that you would understand. Would you also understand her back hurting? Like having problems with her back? Like my back is starting to hurt. I can't tell if it's my kidneys or if it's my lower back at this point, but I do feel it like my back is hurting. Having a bad back. Um, mm, could be mobility issues. I feel like she would have like walked a little bit slower, a little bit more cautiously. She wasn't like, she wouldn't have been a quick, like, walking, like, I don't feel like she would have, she's not showing me like canes or walkers or anything like that, but, maybe having a little bit of trouble towards the end, like getting around, needing to be a little bit more cautious. Um, all right, what else? Maybe. Okay. Yes. Were you, I'm just gonna ask this because it's going to direct how I ask her questions. Were you, young when she passed? Like still a kid, teenager or younger? No. Okay. Okay. That was just going to direct, that was for myself. That was just going to direct me in how I ask her questions. So we're good. What else? Um, she's talking about living out in the middle of nowhere. Does that make sense? Um, I don't usually get location stuff or house stuff or anything like that, but she's talking about like, no, is that a, oh wait, I think that no is for something else. Um, so like living like out in the country, something like that. She's like living out in the middle of nowhere. Kinda? Okay. Like she's saying to get anywhere she would have had to drive a long way to get anywhere like important. I feel like that's something that she worried about as her health started declining. It was something that she would worry about, things like taking too long or having, like, I don't know. I'm trying to understand this. Um Taking a while to get to places like made her nervous as she got older. Okay. um was it heart attacks, Caitlin? I'm wondering if that's why my back hurts. If it's like, I feel like I'm having a heart, like my heart hurts and it's like hurting into my back. And so this could be like a heart attack. I'm trying to feel into like the sensations in my body right now. Okay, yes. Okay. I think that's why my back hurts. I think she's trying to tell me about the heart attack. And it feels like there would have been more than one. Does that make sense? More than one heart attack? Um, it could be like minis, like she had many heart attacks and then one big one. But she's talking about like more than one. And she's covering me in goosebumps right now, so I feel like I'm kind of in the way. And maybe it's like she didn't even know she was having many heart attacks, so she might not have told people or would have known about it, but I think she knows about it now that she's like on the other side and can look back. She's like, those were she was having many heart attacks, um, and then had one big one. I'm really curious who that first person was that stepped through. I think she might be related to you in some way because I did not have to reconnect for this one to step forward. Like she kind of came through almost automatically. So, don't forget about that first person. It might have been somebody else that needed to come through first before your grandma could come through. So it could have been, she seemed in like the visions I was getting from the first one felt like somebody who lived in like the 1950s. So it might have been her mom that stepped forward first. I feel like you're gonna have a picture of the first lady. Do you have a picture of your grandma's mom, your great grandma? Is there a P name? Is there a P name associated with either of them? I want to say Patricia. So a P name. It doesn't have to be either of theirs. Like names are kind of like all over the place sometimes with me. So I'm not sure. Just write that down. I feel like they're connected. Okay, what else? Okay, I'm going to try and get a little bit more information and then um just cuz I like to almost like quadruple check um that I actually have your person. I like to have way more yeses. Um but don't feel like you have to give me yeses. I prefer the maybes and the nos because it lets me know that I'm like not quite there yet. Like I don't quite have it. Like I need to figure it out. But I do prefer a couple more yeses just to make sure that I do have your grandma. Does she have a connection to horses? Either like when she was growing up, was she connected to horses? Something with horses? No, no horses. Okay. Why are you bringing up horses? Do you have a connection to horses? Okay. What is this? So funny. I'm like, I want more yeses. And then you're like, no. I'm just laughing at myself. What's the horses? Okay, I'm going to throw this out here because it might be a personal reference. Do you have a Grace in the family? Somebody named Grace? Or a farm? It could just be a connection to a farm. You do have a Grace in the family? Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Just for myself, I'm making a mental note that they are going to be using horses for the name Grace. Okay, what else? Anything else? So I'm getting a feeling that, hold on, I just really want to make sure I get this right. Was her passing really traumatic for you, Caitlin? She's using the word trauma and traumatic. Yes. She definitely wants you to know that hold on, I'm feeling into this. Oh my gosh. I'm losing my hearing. What is that for? Do you get ringing in the ear, or like have like almost the hearing kind of like buzz out, and then it's like almost like your ear goes deaf? Do you get that? You do a lot. I'm gonna say that that's your grandma. When that happens, that's your grandma. She understands that um, that her passing did cause you a lot of trauma. I'm like covered in goosebumps right now. Like, she wants you to know, like, she is okay. She is better on the other side. I feel like I don't want to say regret, because I don't feel that's a very human emotion. That is not a spirit emotion. But I think in her life review, when she realized that she was having many heart attacks, she does look back and it was like, I wish I would have taken better care of myself and would have known that this stuff was happening so she could have maybe possibly lived longer in a sense, because she does feel like, I feel like people, like there's somebody who's like, I wish you were still here, I wish you were around, there's so much you're missing out on. And like, you, like, is that you having those conversations with your grandma, like talking to her like, I wish you were still here, you've missed so much, kind of a thing? She wants you to know she hasn't missed a damn thing, okay? Like, she is there for all of the moments. She is there for all of the moments. She has not missed a thing. And I want to cry. So this is really, really important. So just know that this is your grandma and that she is with you all the time, okay? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to pull a card for you as well, even though she gave her own message. I'm still going to pull a card because I like these cards. She definitely wants you to take care of yourself, okay? Like, if you don't go to the doctor when you should be going to the doctor, definitely go to the doctor, okay? Like, definitely take care of yourself. If you should be on medication, take the medication. I feel like she did not do a very good job of taking care of herself, and she definitely wants everybody to start taking care of themselves. Oh God. Okay. I had to leave that way. And I just went, oh God, because of her message. Like, holy cow. So I had to leave that way. I'm going to read you what it says, okay? All right. It says, please don't relive my death in your mind. As from my perspective, it was very different from how you imagine. To me, it was like a dream that culminated in a very happy ending. Yes, I was so sad to leave you, our loved ones, and our life together. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. But I have to be honest and say that I am truly happy here. My soul is so enriched by all that I am learning, and I'm still able to be with you and help you. I am finally free of all earthly suffering, which allows me to love you even more than before. My life plan was designed with divine wisdom, and that included the timing and the way in which I exited. It is the same with your life and everyone else's. It's exciting to finally know these truths and to share them with you. Please know that I am truly sorry that the mode of my passing brought pain to you. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. And yet, everything happened exactly as it was supposed to happen. I couldn't have stopped it or changed anything. There was no other way. And that is that. I'm gonna cry. That is like, oh my God. Please. All right. You are so welcome, Caitlin. I'm glad it worked out this time. Your grandma loves you so very much. So very much. And remember, so I know I say this all the time, like when we think about them, they know we're thinking about them. When we talk to them out loud, they can hear us. So start acknowledging your grandma. When your ear starts doing that thing, like say hi to your grandma. Like let her know that you know that it's her, and then you can like have a little conversation with her if you want, or just say hi and like move on with your day or whatever. But definitely know that that is her, okay? Oh, yay, I'm so happy. Oh, did you have a question for her on top of all this? I didn't know if maybe you have a question. You do have one, okay. Danny, you found me. Oh my God. I've missed you so much, Danny. All right, what's your question? What does she think of your daughter? This is for myself. Don't tell me her name, but is it the Grace that came through earlier? This is more for myself. No? Okay. All right, what do you think of her daughter? What message do you have for her daughter, Diana? So, I find this interesting. She's showing me a little person learning how to ride a bike. Is that something that has happened in the last, I don't know, year or so? Did you teach her how to ride a bike? Or did she just learn how to ride a bike? Or like ever teach her to ride a bike? But you understand it? Okay. I just keep getting like, these are the moments that I was talking about. This is part of the message that I already gave you. Like, I have been there for everything. I have seen everything. I am there for everything. And and she loves you very much. So I want you to know, like, she knows your daughter exactly how she would have known her if she was still living. And I'm covered in goosebumps. That's just a sign for me that I'm like on the right track. So I like to share that when I get goosebumps. But I do feel like she she's been there for everything, and you gotta know that and trust that in your heart, that they come to watch them grow up. They do. And she loves her just as much as she would have, if not more, if she was still around. Like, So she's saying the word perfection right now. She is perfection. She thinks she's absolutely perfect. And I just like want to smile. So know that she's just been around for everything. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than your grandma has been here, has been there for everything. Oh, you say that? Oh, okay, perfect. Perfect. There you go. She's validating it. She's validating the message for you. Like, I love that so much. Perfect. Good. Sometimes I get a little nervous when I answer the questions because I don't like being wrong. I don't want to maybe that goes into like what I was talking to you guys earlier about how I don't trust psychics. So I always try to make sure that I am like absolutely on the point. And so I'm glad that she gives that validation. Well, thank you, Caitlin, so much. Yeah, you can elaborate. We're done. Definitely elaborate all you want. And so I take it I think I remember your reading because, no, never mind. I think I'm thinking you're somebody else. Never mind. So we're just going to give Caitlin a little bit of space right now. I'm sure she's typing away. So I don't know if I'm supposed to like just keep talking while we wait. So while Caitlin is typing away, you guys can just give me a hi so I know who's still in here. Because YouTube doesn't tell me, it doesn't let me click on like the user thing and see who is in here. My daughter has a baby and was born with spina bifida. Several surgeries, and while she was doing the testing, there's a question on her mobility for the future. Oh. Hi, Ashley. Okay. I'll be honest with you, I have a hard time answering like medical questions. So, and I'm not a doctor and I don't want to give false hope. So I am not going to tune into that for you. But, so the bike thing hit me in the heart and I've always called her perfect no matter what. Oh, Caitlin. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. That is really amazing. I hope you the best and I hope your daughter the best. Well, thank you so much for like coming here every week and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I'm really glad I was able to give your grandma to come through this time and give you that beautiful message. So I hope you find healing. Love your daughter so much. Oh, she's She's trying to walk now, and the issue is if she will be able to sustain weight long term. Yeah, just day by day, you know? Day by day. I know it's hard not to like worry about the future and what's going to happen. Oh, okay. Okay, I think that was your great grandma. She just had to poke her head in and say hi, I guess. Well, thank you for validating that. I really felt like they were connected. I wonder what the P name is. I wonder who has the P name. And it could be a last name too. First, middle, or last name. Like the names, when I get names, they're kind of, it's almost like they're throwing darts at a board and just seeing which one will land with me. That's how I kind of feel about names. Like they just throw things at me. And so it could be a lots of things. You are so welcome, Caitlin. You are so welcome. Thank you for being here and all of your support. I really appreciate it. You are so, so welcome. Okay. So everyone that is in here, I was doing a direct reading for Caitlin. I tried last week and I don't even know who I was getting last week. But it didn't work out. So sometimes my direct readings are well, and sometimes my direct readings are not well, but it worked out this time. I need to build the confidence around my direct readings for sure. So I will share, I don't want to like mess things up for the rest of it, but so last weekend, I had an aunt pass away, and I think that's why we traveled out to where she lived, and we had a small service for her and stuff. So I don't know if that's what was like bothering me last week. And then I think also like, I don't know, there's some other stuff. So thank you. It's okay. She's in a much better place now, for sure. She's in a much better place now. And I have felt her, so I know she's okay. But I think that, I don't know, maybe that's why I was off last week. But, Danny, I'm so happy you're here. I'm guessing you got a notification on YouTube that I went live, or I was going live. Do you guys have your notifications turned on? Because I think you have to have the bell thing turned on to let you know when I'm going live. Yay. The only place of social media I have for promoting myself now is Blue Sky. So I don't know if you guys are on Blue Sky. It's Turtle Cat Medium on Blue Sky, and I do post on there when I'm going to go live. I'm trying to stay very consistent in it being Sundays, but I'm kind of all over the place on what time on Sunday. But I think that's going to change going forward because my kids are done with hockey. So hockey season is over, and I could probably do Saturdays and Sundays, but I'm going to stick with Sundays. Oh, Ashley, you too? It's going to be every Sunday, probably sometime between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. is when I'll be going live. So I should probably just decide on a specific time every week. That way people know. let's say every Sunday at 1 p.m. I'll be going live on TikTok. Not TikTok, YouTube. I deleted I deleted my TikTok yesterday. I hadn't deleted it yet. And I feel like that was blocking me in some way as well. I asked over and over and over again if I should go back to TikTok, and I kept getting hard no's. So, and then yesterday I was thinking about it, and I was like, if I leave my TikTok page open, and I had that note that this account is no longer being used, I was like, oh my God, Bobby, like you are leaving this open for people to steal your videos and pretend to be you. So I don't want that to happen. So I went and just deleted the whole thing. I downloaded like some of the videos that I liked, and I've posted those onto YouTube. And I've never been a big like content creator. Like I don't know, like my videos on TikTok were always like so all over the place. So hit or miss if I'm actually going to be making YouTube videos or shorts. I've made a couple and they don't get very many views. So here I am, just trying to thrive on YouTube. So I appreciate you guys coming in here. This is like the highest number of viewers I have had since I started going live like a month ago. So I appreciate all of you for coming in today. I still kind of do the same thing. I don't like, you don't have to comment and engage in, but if you do have any questions about spirituality, about the afterlife, about occult, or about me, or anything like that, you're more than welcome to ask any questions. I'm going to chit chat for just a little bit, and then I will get back into readings. I still want to do some readings. But Danny, you haven't been here. Have you been here for my Talking to Heaven cards? I got these for Christmas. And they're really cool. And I feel like it always works out that whatever I end up pulling as your loved one giving a reading, it always links to the reading that I gave, like either the messages I give or like what they have said to me, and then it like comes out in the cards, just like that last one for Caitlin, like blows me away. So yeah. Oh, you have seen those? I couldn't remember. I am Central Standard Time. That is a good point to say that when I'm telling people I'm going to be going live at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am in Nebraska, of all places. I wish I was in another state, but I am not. So, Central Standard Time. Just going to light another incense. Where are you guys? Where's everybody else? Where's everybody else live? Kind of digging Maine right now that the governor told Trump she was going to sue her. And then I heard that she told Trump that if they take away her federal funding, she'd stop paying the federal taxes. So, kind of digging Maine right now, even though they are, I think, a red state too. North Carolina and South Carolina, you guys are close. Tennessee. Oh, Danny, I didn't know you're in Tennessee. So it would be 2 o'clock your time, I believe. My 1 o'clock is your 2 o'clock. Oh, and you're in North Carolina too. That's really cool. One of my mentors is in South Carolina. Her name is Kim Griffin. She's a really cool, she has a Facebook page and she does like this, but on Facebook. Wow, that's kind of crazy. You guys are all kind of in the same place. That's cool. Texas. Yeah, I'm in Nebraska. You're from North Carolina? How interesting. I don't know why I'm just fascinated by this right now, but I'm really fascinated by it. I was born in Colorado and we lived there for 2 years. Well, I mean, my parents lived there along with I lived there for 2 years. We moved when I was 2, and then we've been in Nebraska ever since. My husband would love to move to New York City, but I don't know. I don't know about that. You're in Tennessee, but also from North Carolina? This is crazy. And also, hello, Abby. This is fascinating. I wonder if I did spirit led, if we'd get a group reading and you guys could all take it. Because I know you guys come in groups. But I did make a shout out when I was meditating before I came on here. I was like, because I usually only have like 4 people watching me on YouTube. And so I was like, spirit guides, please put like everybody that is supposed to be here today to watch me, like please make it happen. I was begging. It is interesting to see who finds me online. Kay, you're from New York City? That's cool. Yeah, my husband really we have my brother-in-law and their partner live in New York City right now, and my husband would love to live out there with them. So the company I work for has a building, a headquarters. One of their headquarters is in New York City. But if I did go there, I would have to work with the security team because I believe the building is full of the security people. And they're actually, so the security team in my locations are trying to get me to work for them. So maybe I should go to New York City. Maybe a sign I should be East Coast, yeah. And you're New York too, Samantha? Okay. Okay, maybe I should be on the East Coast. I'm kind of worried about the East Coast though, not to freak you guys out, but you know, global warming. I have told my son, so my oldest son is 12, and they are not oblivious to like what is happening in the world. Like he was talking to me about global warming, and he was like, I can't remember the conversation entirely, but we were talking about something, and he was like, it doesn't really matter. Like it was like really doom and gloom and made me a little sad. So he was basically like, the future is fucked anyway. So what does it even matter, Mom? Because the world, like the earth is being destroyed. And I was like, okay. So I promised him that I would keep my house in Nebraska for forever, and I will will it to him in a trust so that he'll always have somewhere to live, because sometime in the future everybody's going to want the land in Nebraska because everything else is going to be underwater. So not to doom and gloom y'all, but I'm a little hesitant to move to the east, to like the ocean. I feel like I'm being horrible right now talking about this, and you guys are all on the east side, though. It makes me feel very bad. Upstate New York. That's like really, like, upstate New York is so pretty. Very cool. All right. Well, let's do this. I'm like 7 hours from the ocean in the mountains. You're good in the mountains. I think you'll be safe in the mountains. Like, I'll never move to Florida. That's for sure. I don't know. I've seen a map, but it's just them speculating. Oh no, your mountains fled too? Okay, you're pretty far from the ocean? Okay, good. Oh, is that from the hurricane, Caitlin? Is that what you mean when you said your mountain flooded too from the hurricane? Yeah, from the hurricane. I hope you guys are safe and like we're okay through all of that. That was really scary. And I know there's some, you're from Florida and won't go back. Oh my God, no kidding. I don't know. I don't like Florida. Whenever my husband's like, oh, we should take a vacation to Florida, I'm like, nope. I go to either North Carolina or South Carolina for your beaches. Like, I love the beaches in the Carolinas. Like, my favorite beaches of all time are North Carolina and South Carolina. So we flew out to that side. I think 2 summers in a row. Yeah, it was really bad. Oh my God, you were trapped at work for 3 days? Very scary. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, I'm glad you guys are all okay. I think there's still areas that are still just wrecked. Oh, I love the beaches in North Carolina. We went to Outer Banks one year, and that was really cool. We loved the Outer Banks. And then the next year we went to Myrtle Beach, and that was good too. But Myrtle Beach, like their beach was like rocky. We should have brought water shoes. Oh, that's where you got engaged, was the Outer Banks? That's so cool. I love the Outer Banks. Like, I want to go there like every year. Like, just please. Like, I would live there. If I had to live on the ocean, it would be in the Outer Banks. Very cool. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question, and it's going to determine how I do my next reading. Who in here has not gotten a reading from me? I know, and it will probably be the first to go. I know. Yeah, we should all meet up in the Outer Banks. Maybe that's where I should go on vacation this year. While it's still there, right? So doom and gloom. Kay has not. Abby has not. Gentle Moving has not. And I think everybody else has. I know Danny's gotten some readings. Caitlin just got a reading. Casey, have I read for you, Casey? I just want to be fair. Ashley, you haven't? Okay. I think that's enough of you that I could still do spirit led, so I don't have to pick. I hate picking. I feel like I don't like it. it makes me feel not great. Because then I don't know, it makes me feel guilty for everybody who doesn't get a reading. Casey, you have had a reading? Okay. I forget on purpose, but Danny was my mod over in TikTok, so I do remember giving her readings. So Danny, I'm going to do spirit led, and if one of your people show up, can we tell them to go away in a very funny, friendly, we love you way? All right, so I think I am going to do spirit led because there's most of you have not gotten a reading. Okay, good, Danny. Hopefully they listen to you. Sometimes they don't listen. All right. I'm going to do spirit led. Hopefully you all know the rules. Don't tell me anything about your loved one. Don't tell me their name, their relation to you. Just stick to yes, no's, or maybes. What else? Don't feed the medium. It's kind of like what I was just talking about, right? So don't, what am I trying to say here? So like if I give a piece of information and you absolutely can't take it, means no sense whatsoever to you, just say no. If it's a maybe, you can clarify a little bit if you feel like you need to, but keep it really short and sweet and just to what I said. Like, don't say maybe, but, and then go off on a rant about something else or like in great detail. If you feel like, but if you feel like I'm close enough that you don't need to correct me, then just take it, okay? I'm not always 100% right, but I am pretty accurate. If you tell me no, I will go back to spirit and try and figure out like, why am I off? Like, what is this pertaining to? Like, I don't know if you're in my last reading, but as an example, I had gotten horses. And so I asked, do you or your loved one have a connection to horses? And she said no. So I sat with it. I asked, why are you telling me this? Like, why are you giving me horses? Can you please explain this in a way? And then I got the name Grace, which is a connection to me with horses, and she could take the name Grace. So sometimes they give me stuff in like cryptic ways, and I have to dig a little bit to figure out what exactly they're talking about. And then I had a reading a couple weeks ago as another example. I can't remember what the first thing I said was. I can't remember if it was tennis or if it was something else, and they couldn't take it. But that's my connection to my grandpa, and his name is Walter. And I was like, I'm going to throw this out there. Can you take the name Walter? And that was the name of the spirit we were talking to. So there's sometimes it like, tell me no and we'll figure it out. So sometimes they use, it's just sometimes they give me messages and like they say words or images, or I get it in a feeling. And sometimes, most of the time, I would say it is their own memories or your memories or the things that have to do with them. But sometimes they use references from my life. I have to take a minute to really sit with those so that I get what the message is, or like what the item is that they're trying to like use as validation. Like when they start using my own memories, it just, takes a little while to like figure out exactly what they're trying to tell me. So I hope that makes sense. But that's why I say, you know, don't feed me the information. Let me be the one to validate for you and give you the information and for you to say yes or no to. Because if you say, oh my gosh, you have my grandpa, like I'll never get the relation, though I don't really get relations anyway. Or you say, yeah, that's my grandpa and he was a firefighter. Like I will never get that. Like, and if they start giving me stuff about firefighter stuff, I'm not going to talk about it because you already told me that. So just stick to yes, no's, and maybes. And then if you need to validate anything, just parrot back what I've already told you. Don't give me anything new. I do ask, like, you guys aren't very chatty anyway, but I do ask that when I am in a reading that you don't flood, like, don't chat, because that kind of messes me up and it gets me out of the flow of things. But you guys are really good over here with it being such few people that, you guys don't chat a whole lot anyway. So there's that. What else? I think those are the main things for me. Oh, I haven't done spirit led in a while just because there have been so few people in my lives on YouTube. So I'm going to do spirit led. So if you can take 90 to 100% of the information that I bring forward, I ask that you just say, it's like, you guys don't have to do the hearts here. You could just say, I can take this. I can take all of it. I can take 90% of it. I can take whatever percentage of it. Like you can, or if it's easier for you to put hearts in and faster, that's fine too. But just let me know that you can take it and then we'll go. So I'm going to get quiet. I'll connect with the spirit world. I'm going to ask one person to step forward for somebody in this live. And then I'm going to write down like 5 to 6 pieces of information and then I'll parrot that out. You know, I'll say those. And then when I get done with all 6, that's when you can tell me if you can take it or not. Okay. Any questions? I feel like you guys are all from TikTok, so you know all the rules anyway, but I'm just saying this in case there's extra people in here that have not ever seen me before. No questions? Were we good? Thumbs up for we're good? Okay. All right. I'm going to get quiet now. I'm going to ask for the pieces of information and then we'll get going. So, like I said, if you can take it, it needs to be 90 to 100%. Just let me know that you can take it and then I will move forward with a reading for you. Excuse me, sorry. All right. Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there with not a lot of information because I just want to make sure that somebody could take this and then I'll get more information. This has been happening. So I read pets as well, and when there's not like 100 people watching me, like the animals come through Much easier. Is there, like, do any of you have a male dog that has passed? I think he's black, a black dog. I could be female, but like a dog, a black dog. If you can take it, I'll keep going, but if you can't, I'll move on. Could have a little bit of white as well, like black and white. I'm trying to tune into him to get a little bit more information. Feels like a herder breed. Anyone? I'm not sure how long the lags are on YouTube. No one? A dog? Don't be scared to speak up. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let him go. I could have been too preemptive. Is there somebody with like a male that had a black dog that has passed? I think that's part of the information, or part of the information from the spirit. Okay. Yes, for Ashley. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with it this way. Let me get some more information, okay, Ashley? Because I was asking the dog to move along, and then like this male jumped in and he was like, "That's my dog." I was like, "Oh shit." So I was way too preemptive. He was using his dog as evidence. Ashley, could you take the male in spirit, like not having hair, being bald? I feel like Abby, you can too? Okay. All right, I'll keep going. I'll keep going then, and we'll figure out who he belongs to, okay? I kind of, it's so interesting. Can you take bald, Abby? Since Ashley said no. I feel like I'm being a little chaotic here. I should probably just stick with the getting more evidence before I just start asking you guys. Not even listening to myself with my own rules. If not bald, I think balding, okay. I was gonna say, I don't think it's like 100% bald, but if it's not balding, then they shaved their head. Like they would like go really short with their haircut because they were balding. Um, and just kind of went with it. I feel like they would have kept their hair really short. All right, give me more information. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna like kind of start over. So, because I wasn't listening to I wasn't even following my own rules. So I'm going to name off, like I'm asking him for 5 to 6 pieces of information, and I'm just gonna like read it all off. And then if you can take 90 to 100% of it, just give me a yes, okay? Or like, yes, I can take this. So I have a male. He is an older gentleman, but for whatever reason, I have stopped getting ages. I used to get ages or like an age range, and that hasn't happened in a while. So, but he does feel like he's an older gentleman, um, above 50 years old. Um, he does have, he did have a black dog or a black and white dog. He is showing himself as like balding and having like really short hair or like kind of like a buzz cut kind of thing. Kept his hair short. Um, he is showing himself in like a button-up shirt and slacks where like somebody who did not wear jeans kind of a thing. So like a button-up shirt, slacks, like that kind of wardrobe. Not like a jeans and t-shirt kind of person. And then he is showing himself fishing, but like when he's showing me himself fishing, he's wearing like those rubber pants that people would wear in the water so their clothes wouldn't get wet. I don't know what those things are called. Like water pants? I don't know. So, um, Ashley or Abby or anybody else, if you can take 90 to 100% of this, just let me know. And let me know what items you can take, and we'll figure out who he belongs to. And then I'll ask for more information. Sorry I was making that kind of chaotic. I apologize. He is Abby 100%. Okay. Could you take him having a collection of something? Like he's talking about coins or like stamps, something like that. Like some like coins or stamps, like collecting. They would have like I feel like he'd have a binder of things that he would collect. Just yes or no. Waiters, water waiters. I had that on the tip of my mouth. You think so? Okay. All right, before I move on with Abby, is there anybody else? Because I just want to make sure. Okay, we'll keep going with Abby. Okay, Abby. All right, I'm going to ask him for more information, okay? If it's not him that collects things, he could be talking about somebody else in the family that collects things. Because I do feel like he's making it feel like it's a significant thing to talk about. Like he's not moving away from it, but I'm not 100% sure like what it is that was being collected. Because I got coins first and then I got stamps. It could be like baseball cards, Pokemon cards, something that would be in a binder, like a collection binder. Definitely. Okay. Okay. Oh, I don't know if my back still hurts from that last reading, but I'll ask. Did he have something like back problems? Um, Back pain? I feel it between my shoulder blades and like my upper back. Yes? Okay. Would he be like hunched over? Because I feel like I'm like, oh, I just want to like stretch out, but I can't stretch out. Like, did he have like a bend? Yes. Okay. Ugh. It feels awful, by the way. I don't, ugh. Poor man. All right. What else would you like to share? He's also talking about having to go to like special stores to get like shoes. Um, like going to is a podiatrist. I think that's what it's called. Going to get, oh shoot, I lost count of, is that a new yes or an old yes? I'm trying to keep count of the yeses. Could you take the shoe thing? You don't know. Okay. Like orthopedics. Orthopedic shoes. Do you remember him having shoes that had like really thick soles though? They look like black shoes and they would have had like really thick like soles. Okay, what else? maybe. Okay, that's fine. And I am trying to work on getting relationships. Like, he feels like a grandpa. Would you recognize this as being your grandpa? I'm trying, at least. No. Okay. I'm not very good with relations. Was he a grandpa? Like, he gives off grandpa vibes. Like, he would have had, like, children and grandchildren of his own. Okay. All right, what else can you give me? So he's going back to the fishing. Um, do you understand fly fishing? He's showing me fly fishing. Yes, okay. He's wanting me to talk about the fly fishing, so I'm trying to understand what exactly he's trying to say. Like, he's giving me two different things at the same time, and they kind of feel confusing to me. It's like, I was really good at this, and I did it all the time, but it also wasn't a good thing because it took up too much of his time. Does that make sense, Abby? Um, like that conundrum around fly fishing, like it was probably something he did a lot, but something that also could have caused like rifts in like a relationship or something because they're like, oh my God, all you do is fly fish. You're not sure? Okay. Well, write that down because maybe you could get that validated. I feel like he's bringing that up for a reason. Like somebody's supposed to hear that, if that makes sense to you. Because I'm getting this message around like, if I could go back and do it over again, I would. Like, I would make different decisions. I would be more present. Um, do you know if he has a connection to a CH name? So it'd be like Christopher, Charles, Chuck, some like a CH name. Chad. It feels like it's a CH name. Christian. I feel like he's just giving me a million names right now. Not that you can think of? Okay. All right. It can also be like a middle name or a last name. But it's going to be CH. Okay, what else? It's like won't go away, or like you won't go off of the name. All right. Anything else? He's getting kind of quiet. So I don't know, was he quiet? Was he a quiet person in life? Or this could be him just stepping back. So I always like to ask if they're quiet in life, because if it was, then he's just giving me more evidence, or he could be stepping away. Oh, he was a quiet person? Okay. He definitely feels like he had his hobbies, and like that's what he would focus on, was his hobbies. Like he was very oh, what is the word? He's giving me the word peculiar, but that doesn't seem like that's right. But it's like he was somebody that was very, would just be very focused on their own things going on in their own life and their own hobbies. Um, if you wanted to talk to him about like fly fishing, he could talk to you about it for forever. But if you tried to talk to him about something that like he didn't really like have an interest in, then he would be like not really talkative. He'd listen, but he really wouldn't have much to say. Okay. I'm gonna pull a card. And so I didn't know like if you have like a question for him or anything like that. I try to stay away from medical, legal, or fertility things, like um just because I'm not a lawyer or a doctor. Um, but you're more than welcome to ask him a question. I'm gonna see. Is there a D? He's giving me the name Derek. Is there a D name tied to him? Or it could be tied to you too. Like a D name. Yes? Okay. So he gave the I am just a thought away. I'm going to read from the book. I don't think I've gotten this one before. But I love this because I say this all the time. Okay, it says, please don't think of me as gone because I'm not. I'm right here. Please don't think of heaven as an up in the sky because it's not. It's right here. Yes, I am happily busy with learning and helping, but I'm also happily willing to be right by your side the moment that you need me. All of our former communication barriers have been lifted, and I now understand and hear you perfectly. I hear your thoughts, and please don't worry. I don't judge them or you. My heart is now completely open to compassion, and I understand and love you like I never could before. That's why I'm with you the moment you think of me. I love that. I say that all the time to you guys. I say that all the time. Like, they can hear our thoughts. They know when they're thinking of us. So I'm reading this book right now, and it's called Soul Smart. And in the book, she actually talks about this. She said that, like, over on the other side in the spirit world, like, they have their friends, they make new friends, they have their old friends, they're with family, they make new family. Like, it's very social over there. And they actually, like, brag to each other about, like, how often their loved ones think of them. Or they're like, oh, my loved one just said hi to me the other day. Like, aren't I so special? They still love me. And then, like, they tell their friends about it. So I thought that was kind of cute. And then they'll also tell them, like, they'll, like, report and tell their other, like, their spirit friends and family about, like, stuff that you're doing. Like, oh my gosh, they just, like, bought a new house, or they just had a baby, or they just got married, and they just got a new job, they just got a promotion. Like, they share that stuff with their friends, and they all like to hear about it and hear about their loved ones and, like, everybody else's loved ones. And I really thought that was super cute. I hope that's true. All right. I'm going to see, I kind of went off on a tangent there. I'm going to see if there's anything else, but also, like, I didn't know if you don't have a question, that's totally fine. It could be about anything. Like, I kind of open it up to them, and it will be them answering. But don't feel like you have to, because you don't have to. Not sure how long. How long have I been on live? I go live like around 2 o'clock. Or did I text my husband? Does he think I should pick up guitar again? Um, I keep getting that, like, don't feel guilt for not doing it. Like, if it doesn't bring you joy anymore and you don't feel fulfilled in it, then it's okay to let it go. Um, oh my God, this is kind of cool. So what he is showing me is like an ocean tide coming and going. Like interests come and go, and don't feel guilty. I'm trying to understand what he is showing me right now. Like I'm seeing an ocean and it's coming in and it's going out. And it's coming in and it's going out. Only pick it up when it's going to give you joy and fulfillment. Like if it's not giving you that right now, it's okay to put it down and let it go and like walk away from it in a sense, because, but don't get rid of it, right? Like you just might not be in the mood for it now, but in the future, it'll come back to you. And then you'll do it for a little while and then you let it go again. And then you do it for a little while and then you let it go again. Because you shouldn't like force yourself into doing things out of guilt. Like don't do it just because you feel guilty. Only do it when you want to do it. And I feel like that's like pretty profound. I love his answer. Like, let the guilt go. I feel like there'll be a time when you will want to do it again, and then that's when you'll do it again. Like, it doesn't have to be right now. I hope that's helpful, meaningful. Do you have ADHD? Because I do. And I will pick up something and then I'll never do it again. Oh, you're welcome. That was a really good question to ask. I love that answer. Very cool. Undiagnosed, but pretty sure yes. Yeah. Because I have ADHD. When you said like I would start and stop a lot, like that totally resonates with me as well with the things that I do. Like sometimes I paint and then I'll go years without painting anything, and then I'll get like the urge to paint again. And then I'll paint like one painting and then I won't do it for a really long time again. And like I'm like that with tarot cards. So don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. Hobbies on rotation. There we go. It's all good. But like he's saying, don't get rid of it. Like don't get rid of the guitar, because I think you'll get the urge to do it again. It just doesn't have to be right now. Can I ask you what your relationship was with him? Yeah, validate away. Validate away. I love it when you validate, because then it helps me. Like sometimes it helps me understand what I was getting, and if it makes sense. Because then I'll remember, I'm like, oh, okay, the next time I see this, it'll mean that. Or it could mean that. A great uncle. I kept getting uncle too, and I just never said it. Very grandfatherly. Aw, a great uncle. Okay. Very cool. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I was wondering about. Because I actually was getting uncle, and I just never said it. I probably should have said it. I don't trust myself with relations. Like, it's one of the things that I definitely need to get like more confidence in. But it's so weird that I'm not getting ages anymore. I used to get like a male or female and how old they were when they died was like, I'd always get that at the beginning of a reading, and I don't get that anymore. He taught me to play guitar, and I feel guilt around stopping because I promised I would play with him 2 weeks before he passed. Oh, no guilt. I think he's okay with that, especially with the way that he answered. Like, don't feel guilty. And he kept saying, don't feel guilty. That's really cool that he taught you how to play guitar, though. That's so cool. This is one thing I like about YouTube. I don't think they limit how much you can comment like TikTok did. Like how long your comment can be, or maybe they just allow it to be a lot longer than TikTok did. I know he fished a lot, but I'm really not sure why he brought up fly fishing so much. I don't really know his method. I know he fished a lot, but I'm really not sure why he brought up fly fishing. Sometimes that's just I mean, if you didn't know that he fly fished, it could just be fishing in general. But what I think I remember him saying about the fishing was that sometimes he would get too engrossed into his own hobbies and kind of like forget about other people. And he felt bad for that. I think that's why he was talking about fishing. And so one of the things I do when I ask for evidence, I always ask them to give me things that you would know. Yeah, I think he was just making it a point to talk about hobbies and stuff, and like, because I really think that there was that message that, um, Sometimes he would spend too much time with that instead of other things. But what else was I gonna say? I forgot. I forgot. It's my own ADHD. Okay. Something about evidence? Oh, was I saying something about evidence? Oh, yes. So I try to leave my readings up to whatever the loved one wants to talk about. Like, I don't ask them for specific things. Like, I don't ask them what they did for a living. I don't ask them how old they were. I don't ask them specific questions. I usually just say, can you, like, what else can you tell me? What else do you want to tell me? Tell me something that your loved one will know. Tell me something that your loved one knows about you. Like, I kind of do that when I'm quiet and trying to gather the evidence to, or the information to give to you. I really try and focus on bringing forward things that can be validated from them in their life that like you would know about. Um, so maybe that's why he was bringing up like just fishing in general. But I was also just kind of giving that as evidence, like, or to explain how I get things. I really leave it up to them to give me what they want to talk about. So every reading I get is completely different, and it's so individualized to the spirit that I'm talking to. I usually try, like, when I start off, I try, and like, so this one is interesting. Like, I try to start off seeing if it's a male or a female, and then I used to always get the age. And this one, I think he came through with like the dog first. And that really kind of threw me for a loop because I was like, oh, I have a dog coming through. And then nobody could take a dog. And so I went back and I was going to like tell the dog, like, okay, nobody can take you. I'm going to have to ask you to move along. And then this male stepped forward and he was like, that's my dog. And I was like, okay. Can you ask one more question? Sure. Sure. I haven't asked him to go away yet. I feel bad when I say go away. Is Katie with him? So with these types of questions, it's going to be an automatic yes. But I prefer to provide something of evidence of Katie, but I'm not going to go into a full-blown other reading for another spirit. So I am going to ask him to give me something about Katie to show that they are together, but I'm not going to go into a full-blown reading, okay? Did Katie have curly hair? Like really curly hair? When I'm asking him about Katie, he's showing me somebody with curly hair. No. Who is this? Would they curl their hair with a curling iron or like rollers? Would they curl their hair? No. All right. I'm asking about Katie. Is Katie with you? Uh, I keep hearing Katie's with her mom. Would that make sense to you? Katie's with her mom? I mean, maybe. I know. I don't know. This is the first time that somebody's asked about, and I got a no for like the characteristics. Um, I keep seeing curly hair. Oh, a horse. Holy cow. Katie's with her mom. Uh, I don't know. They keep showing me somebody with curly hair, and it's not a horse. Um, and then he said Katie's with his mom, her mom. So I don't know, man. That's kind of funny. I'm laughing at myself. Okay. All right, I'm gonna ask him to go, or I'm gonna disconnect. I always say I'm asking them to go, and it like feels like I'm shooing them away. Um, it's just I'm gonna disconnect from their energy now. Okay. She did have a human name. Yeah, that is so funny. I don't know like why he would be showing me somebody with curly hair. I don't know. Unless she had like another owner before him. I don't know. I have no idea. That's so funny. I do love animals with human names though. Like my dog's name is Emma. Oh my God, I know. A curling iron. I'm like, well, if it's not naturally curly, could she have like curled her hair herself? Like, was it a person who curled their own hair? I know. I'm laughing at myself too, Kay. I am laughing at myself too. She was a big horse and did have kind of curly hair. Okay. Maybe that's like, I don't know, man. I am just, that is so funny. But, oh my God. Oh, horseshoes. You know what? I do think when they're show horses, they will curl their hair with curling irons. I've seen videos of like dolled up cute little horses with curly hair. So, meh. I don't think she curled it herself. Oh my God. No, that is, oh my God. I am never going to forget this reading now. Just so you know, like there's certain readings that stick with me for all different reasons. And this is one that I will remember forever. Just because of how ridiculous I am. Oh my God. That's so funny. But I do love giving animals human names. So Emma came with the name Emma. That was her name when we adopted her. And so I wasn't going to change it. But we had a groundhog, not a groundhog. Yeah. Groundhogs are those really big ones, right? Ground, yeah, a groundhog. We had one show up in our backyard a long time ago, and we named him Jeff. Poor Jeff. And like I called the wildlife rescue because he was eating everything in my garden, and I was like, how can I get rid of this guy? Like, can you come pick him up? And they're like, no, we won't extract it because we don't know if it's a male or a female. And if it's a female, we can't move her because she could be laying a nest under your deck or creating a nest under your deck for her babies. So we had to let him stay. And in the spring, he came out and his poor little leg was like crooked and backwards. Like he broke his, I thought he broke his leg over the winter. And so then I called the wildlife rescue back and I was like, okay, well now he needs rescued. His poor little leg is broken. And so they brought a trap and we trapped a raccoon, we trapped a cat, we trapped so many things for like a whole week until we finally trapped Jeff. And they fixed him and they fixed his leg. They said it was just dislocated and they were able to put it back in place. And they like let him out in the wild. So we saved Jeff. I was going to ask, how does one acquire a pet groundhog? Wasn't a pet. I always thought it was hilarious that he named her Katie because I had a cousin who was also named Katie. And you would confuse the two. That is so funny. Maybe he just really liked the name. That is funny. Did your cousin Katie have curly hair? Somebody has curly hair. That is so funny. Okay, it's 5:30. What is 200 minutes? It says I've been on for 200 minutes. I can't do math in my head, even though I'm an accountant. 200 divided by 60. 3 hours. Okay, guys. I didn't realize I've been on for 3.5 hours. That's probably why I have a headache. She might use a curling iron here and there. Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay. I was hoping to do one more reading because I like to do 3, but looks like I'm stuck with just the 2. I think I talked for an hour before I ever did a reading. So I love you guys. You made my day. Thank you for coming and watching me on YouTube. It means so much. You have no idea. It really sucks having to start from square one with, you know, I made the decision that I was going to delete all my social medias and screw Meta, screw TikTok, all of those things. But I really thought TikTok was going away, which is why I had YouTube. But when it came back with like the, oh, thanks, Donald Trump, I was like, screw TikTok. So I don't know. I know I made these decisions to like start over, but I appreciate you guys for following me and subscribing to me on YouTube and like coming here and watching me and supporting me week after week. It means so much to me. I am on Blue Sky, so I don't know if you're on Blue Sky. It's kind of like Twitter, but it's not gross. Like Twitter was gross. It's not like that at all. It's really like positive and really cool, and I do love Blue Sky. But that's the only place that I will post that I'm going live. So I don't know. I'm not saying that you have to get Blue Sky, but that's the only place you'll find me is here and on Blue Sky. I am going to try and see if I can be a content creator and make videos. But like the way that YouTube works is until I have 1,000 subscribers, like they're only going to push out my live videos to 25 people above my subscription level. So I'm very suppressed over here. But it is what it is. What else? Yeah, so thank you. I love y'all. I'm so happy you came on live today, Danny. It was so good seeing your face and your name and like your comments and everybody else. So, I hope you have a great week. And, oh, and another thing that I'm doing, don't leave yet. I'm going to post these videos I post my lives on YouTube. So if I gave you a reading today and you want to go back and like share it with somebody or just rewatch it again, you're more than welcome to. I will be posting it live. I post the lives on YouTube with the date. So you just have to like fast forward to your reading time and then you can like save it or do whatever and share it. So I do that. So otherwise, I will see you guys next week. I'm going to go live every week on Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So love y'all. And I always end it with thank you to my spirit guides. Thank you to our loved ones. Thank you to our ancestors. And thank you. So bye-bye.